Okay, welcome to those who are joining us by live stream. We're going to begin by choosing songs from the hymnal. So we invite those at home to sing along, or if you don't have a hymnal, and you might want to just take a moment to create a sacred space for your own worship. So we're glad you're here.
How about 116?
116, 1 and 2. Two, 286 verses 3 and 4. We're gonna go over for our third song, one of the songs that is part of the Advent series, because we need help with the Holy One Shine line. I'll change that to I. I need help with that line. One moment, please.
Buffering. So sorry.
You're forgiven.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Do you want us to sing something else and I go get us a copy, or you have it?
It's here, I just can't get to it. What is the name?
We light a candle of hope. I know, you got it.
Whew.
Good job.
Yay.
Good job, Jan.
Can we do Holy One Shine? I think we should have harmony on Shine. Or something. That's the line of the song. Holy One. Holy One. Oh, wow. We ain't playing.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Please join me in the welcome. Welcome to the United Church. We are a peace and justice community, a movement towards wholeness in a fragmented world. Together, we create a strong sense of belonging, a safe place to flourish, and opportunities to grow in our own way and on our own time. Take a moment for social justice.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. I am wearing a mask today because I have a little bit of something going on here. Don't want anybody to get it. Okay. But on that Holy One Shine, I can get way down. Okay, while these are being passed out, let me show you something. Somebody said about the fact that we have these little signs on about light one candle that could go on the door frame. Said, no, that's not big enough. We need to have a yard sign. And I said, okay, a yard sign, but not an enormous yard sign. But when you're walking your dog and other people are walking their dogs, they're like, oh, that's what that's about. Okay? So we've got some of these. And I'll be out in front, on the back table. TV. Okay. All right, now. We have a situation going on in the state of Florida where people are being held, detained, many times not because they did anything criminal, but simply they didn't have the documentation that our system of immigration has not really opened the way for. So anyway, but what has happened here is that the governor for 3 years now has been extending an emergency immigration extension declaration. And it goes for just 6 months, 6 weeks, or no, for 2 months. And then you have to renew it or you have to stop. It's supposed to be just a short-term thing. He has renewed it every time. It's 60 days, and all the way through for all those days. Here's what happens with it. And that's what is the action for today. The state of emergency allows the governor to skirt state laws. These are real laws of our state on requirements for competitive bidding, oversight of excessive spending, proper licensing, public transparency, and safety regulations, and a whole lot more that has to do with basic food and nutrition in those places. That is allowed for alligator Alcatraz. That's what made that possible. And many people see that as a real serious abuse of power when it is just done almost permanently for a long period of time. And so the request to our state legislators is, would you want to be held in these conditions? I wouldn't either. Say something as a Christian if you want to about treating others as we would want to be treated. And then please support the bills that are there, which sets a cap on how many times the governor can declare that emergency. Quick things here. Good news. Remember the good news we had last week? Well, we had some more. There was a young man from Tampa, 16 years old, that was put in Israeli prison because he's Palestinian American, but he's an American. And they charged him with throwing stones, and he says, I absolutely wasn't doing that. He was 15 at the time. And so he has been released. And that is because of a number of us in here writing letters about that. Good Trouble has been writing letters, and across the country people have. And he has been released. And there's a video there of him coming home. And the other is good news on the local scene is that St. Johns County Commissioners just this week unanimously passed conservation impact fees on development. And that may lead to more environmentally friendly and tree-friendly development. Yay.
Thank you, Lauren. And thanks to each of you who help with these social justice moments each week. Our actions make a difference. So this is the second Sunday of Advent, with Advent being a 40-day season, which leads us to Christmas. And traditionally, Advent is characterized with the imagery of a people waiting in darkness for a light to shine. So I'm just wondering how you feel about waiting. Are you waiting for something? Is everybody waiting for something? Maybe longing for something? Right. How do you feel about waiting when everything seems bleak, dreary? The title to our Advent series comes to us in the form of a question. How does a weary world rejoice? Do you think rejoicing is an emotion? When's the last time you rejoiced? Do you think rejoicing and weariness are connected? Do you think they complement each other? Maybe compete? Each week during this series, we are exploring different answers to the question, how does a weary world rejoice? If we trace the history of that word rejoice back to its biblical roots, it means to express happiness visibly, to literally jump for joy, to spin around. How does a weary world rejoice? So last week, the answer to the question, how does a weary world rejoice, was that we acknowledge our weariness. This week's answer is we find joy in being connected, find joy in being together. And as a reminder, our guiding narrative for this series is Luke's version of the Christmas story, which we are not reading, we are acting, right? That's joyful. The theme of the story we shared last week is sometimes it's hard to believe good news. And then I added my own spin. Sometimes it's hard to believe the bad news too. That's just me. This week's theme is sharing joy makes it grow. Each week during the season of Advent, we light one more candle on the table, and that is to symbolize the coming of the light. Last week we lit the candle of hope. This week we will be lighting the candle of peace and the candle of hope. So that's just a little about the context of the series. We're going to take a moment now to center and settle and to welcome our neighbors. So take a deep breath. Always exhale fully. Let's remember that in this space we come together and we sing together and we pray together, we worship together. So I invite you to welcome your neighbor by turning to someone close to you and saying, I am glad you are here. We're going to take a minute to invoke the presence of holiness. Then we're going to take another moment to pray for each other. So let's sing verse 1, and it's to the tune of O Come, Emmanuel. Wisdom from the deep, and shake all things mighty and sweet. To us the path of freedom show, and teach us in that way to go. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come with us to I invite you to take a moment in prayer and give thanks for the person who is beside you. Pray for their well-being. I invite you to give thanks for the person who is sitting behind you. Pray for their well-being. Pray for the person who is sitting in front of you. Give thanks for their presence. Pray for your enemies. Pray for their spiritual, emotional, physical well-being. Pray for yourself. Ask for what you need. Pray for your own emotional, spiritual, physical healing. Give thanks. May we be and may we become whole and holy people. May we be and become a movement for healing in a fragmented world. And the people of God say amen, which means may it be so. And the people of God say ashe, which means it will definitely be so. Let us continue singing, invoking wisdom.
I'm on. The Advent Litany. How does a weary world rejoice? What does a weary world, I'm really on. How does a weary world practice peace?
By listening before we speak and saying sorry when we need to.
By advocating for justice and caring for our neighbor. By practicing Sabbath and forgiving 70 times 7.
By choosing grace over hate and opening the door for each other.
There are a million ways to connect and care for one another, just as there are a million ways to practice peace. Prayer of Confession. God of sorrow and struggle, God of peace and laughter, God of open front doors, family fun and family dysfunction, we confess we often doubt good news. We move through this world, waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for life to fall apart, waiting for our humanity to get the best of us. All too often, instead of leaning into joy, we lean into scarcity, we lean into fear, we lean into isolation. God of love and laughter, God of hope, wholeness and holiness, how does a weary world rejoice?
Weary world, God's own mind, tears are only bread and wine, crying out to be restored, desperate for break from weary world out of your home. This is how we cope. The way to hide and rush. Dreams are covered in layers of dust. Weary world, rejoice. Come and raise your voice. Weary world, waiting still, holding our breath until Christ returns in truth and grace. Will we recognize His face? Weary world, rejoice. Come and raise your voice.
Today, we light the candle of hope as a reminder that small acts of kindness and generosity make a difference. And we light the candle of peace as a reminder that there are a million ways to ease our weariness.
That we practiced. Yep.
And a world that's
You are invited to light a candle if you would like to.
Last week, as you might remember, the angel Gabriel showed up while priest Zechariah was in the temple. Gabriel promised Zechariah that his wife Elizabeth would have a baby, even though they were very, very old.
Oh, Zechariah.
Because Zechariah did not believe Gabriel, he was silenced. Suddenly, Zechariah was unable to speak. Even though Zechariah did not believe the angel, his wife Elizabeth did in fact become pregnant, even though she was too old.
Thank God for this miracle. Maybe now people will finally stop asking when we're going to have children. But then again, they may ask even more questions now because we're so old. I better just stay home until the baby comes and all these strange happenings are sorted out.
When Elizabeth was about 6 months pregnant, the angel Gabriel came yet again, this time to a girl named Mary in a town called Nazareth.
Greetings, favored one, Mary. She turns. So sorry. Didn't mean to scare you. I'm Gabriel, and you are Mary, God's favorite young lady. What are you doing here? I come with great news. You are going to have a son, and you will name him Jesus. He will be the great king that Israel has been longing for. You mean one said Mary Joseph, right? I'm a little too young for kids. I'm sorry. I should have been more clear. This isn't going to be Joseph's child action. Excuse me? Your son Jesus will be God's own son, the Messiah.
Can you read the narrating parts of the thing? And you might be able to help them a little.
Oh, sure. Mary stares at Gabriel in shock, open mouth and blinking her eyes.
So what do you say? Well, I will serve God in whatever way God asks of me. And if that means carrying God's child, so be it. Great. Oh, and one more thing. Your cousin Elizabeth, she is pregnant too. 6 months along now. Gotta run, bye.
Mary is stunned.
I've got to go see Elizabeth.
Mary packs a bag and travels around on her way to Elizabeth. She's packing her bag. There's a lot of things to pack.
Going for a long time.
I don't know. And so Mary traveled from her home in Galilee to the Judean hill country to visit her cousin Elizabeth.
Ellen needs the microphone here.
Elizabeth, it's me, Cousin Mary.
Elizabeth places her hand on her pregnant belly and laughs as though the baby has just kicked. She opens the door and the two women hug.
Oh, Mary, it's so good to see you. Come on and sit down.
Elizabeth, I have some strange news to share.
Me too.
The two women look at each other, hesitant to share their news. They speak the next line in unison.
I'm pregnant. I know, the angel Gabriel told me. What a blessing for you.
Well, an angel didn't tell me about your baby. But when I heard you outside, the baby in my belly jumped for joy. Your baby must be very special.
That's what the angel said, but I'm just so scared. Joseph and I aren't married yet, and what if people talk? It's so hard to be happy with so much fear.
I feel the same way. I've waited so long for this baby, but at my age, I'm afraid people will stare and ask questions. I've been staying home ever since I found out. Mary, will you stay here with me? Maybe when it's hard to feel joy for ourselves, we can feel joy for each other.
I was hoping you'd ask.
So the kids are invited to go to the kitchen with Miss Chelsea and Miss Barbara. And while they are there sharing joy, we're going to return to Elizabeth and Mary in a serious way, though. It seems to me that Elizabeth and Mary are actually two women who are waiting and walking in darkness and yearning for the light. And I bring us back to that overarching Advent thing because it seems to me what has become a story at the center of a joyous Christmas celebration actually begins as a story of weariness. The kind of weariness which is encountered when one finds himself wondering what in the world is going on and how am I going to handle this? Mary and Elizabeth on the outside appear to be very, very different, and yet they both find themselves in the midst of a wilderness experience. It happens to all of us, right? Elizabeth is elderly, well-to-do, relatively high social status, and yet she had a lifetime of unfulfilled yearnings, wanting a baby in a culture which shamed her and blamed her for being barren. We already talked a little bit about what it feels like to have unfulfilled yearnings. Unfulfilled yearnings come with anguish and hopelessness and grief. Shame brings a whole other layer of burden. And I think that's really what Elizabeth and Mary were feeling in the beginning, right? Neither one of them asked to be pregnant. It was unexpected, it was uninvited. So one of the reasons that this series, we have so many questions about emotions in this series, is because emotions are really important. Naming emotions is an important part of healings. Brene Brown writes in her book, Atlas of the Heart, the average human can name 3. And in her book, she names over 150. Happy, angry, sad, right? Those are the common ones people name. I'm trying to move through this quickly, so forgive me for not knowing how to shorten it very quickly. And we're not having a good segue out of the acting into the message. So let me just talk for a minute about Elizabeth's decision to stay home. That is a typical response when someone feels shamed or hurt, right? In the skit, she said, I better just stay home until the baby comes. The NIV and the NRSV say she stays home, or they describe staying home as going into seclusion. Wilda Gaffney describes Elizabeth as going into hiding. Regardless of the translations, Elizabeth, it seems, was determined to go it alone. In My Sacred Imagine, Mary's experience is similar, even though by outside appearances they are different. Elizabeth is elderly, Mary is young. She's an adolescent. Elizabeth is wealthy, Mary is poor. She's a peasant. Elizabeth lives in town, Mary lives in the country. Right. Elizabeth's shame was connected to not being able to get pregnant. Mary's shame, getting pregnant. Absolutely. Elizabeth went into hiding. Mary took off running. Do you know how far apart they lived?
No.
Over 100 miles. How long did it take Mary to get to Elizabeth? Months. Days, it took days, 8 to 10 days walking. With all those emotions, right? With that unexpected news, with a visit by an angel who's like, you're gonna have a baby. The distance between Mary and Elizabeth not only was 100 miles, but it was increase of elevation of 1,300 feet. Wow. Mary's done some traveling, wouldn't you say? Can you imagine walking that far when you are frightened or confused or overwhelmed? It's a lot to deal with. Both Mary and Elizabeth were wrestling with confusing life experiences. Do you think they needed each other? Yeah. So there's a book called The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. Has anyone heard of it? The third section opens with this quote from the Painted Drum. Life will break you. No one can protect you from that. And living alone won't either, for solitude will also break you with its yearning. You have to love, you have to feel. It's the reason we're here on earth. You are here to risk your heart. You are here to be swallowed up. And when it happens that you are broken or betrayed or left or hurt or disappointed, let yourself sit by an apple tree and listen to the apples falling all around you, wasting their sweetness. And tell yourself you tasted as many as you could. I think Elizabeth was an apple tree for Mary, and I think Mary was an apple tree for Elizabeth. I think Mary showing up at Elizabeth's door pulled Mary or Elizabeth out of her seclusion and out of her hiding. I believe they needed each other, and the light began to shine for each of them when they were reconnected. When they were reconnected, something wonderful began to happen. I mean, they were both still in the wilderness. Have you ever thought about them being in the wilderness? Or have you just accepted the Bible translation that says they were really happy about this? Because I'm pushing against that. I am pushing against it. Sometimes it's hard to believe good news, right? I think when Mary and Elizabeth came back together, some of their confusion began to dissipate. Not disappear. I think their situations became easier to bear because they were together. I think they felt less overwhelmed. But I think the questions and confusions, that they worked together through the questions and confusion. And the point is, we find joy in the midst of being connected. We work through things together when we're connected. In closing, I want to remind you that the Advent devotional continues to reflect on Mary and Elizabeth's story with art and poetry. And from the context we're speaking of right now, this may not have felt like such good news to those women, even though there was blessings in it. The Advent devotional is filled with great examples of how our connections with each other transforms our weariness into joy. Connections become the bread of life. They become cups of love. I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad that we are connected. And I'm glad that we are moving through this world together. And I just want to say that this congregation has done a great job of taking care of each other this week. My phone has been pinging all week with one of you looking for help for someone else. Thank you for doing that. It has been a hard week for many of us. And this congregation has reached out and helped stay connected. It's easier together. So thank you for letting your lights shine, right? Thank you for being the church. You've really done a great job. So it's at this point in our service when we once again get up and move around the space. We bring our gifts and our offerings. We leave our prayer requests behind Mary's broom. There's a couple Advent devotionals left. These are your words if you want to add that word. And we also share the bread of life, remembering that after Jesus blessed what had been broken, he shared it with everyone who gathered. And then after sharing the bread, he lifted the cup, saying, "This cup is a reminder of our commitment to be a certain kind of people. People who love." In this space, we do likewise. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is invited. No matter who you are or where you are in life's journey, you are welcome here. Can come, for all things are ready.
Like shit, you noticed it. Why not?
Ken, sir, good to see you.
So our closing song, for some of us, we're gonna travel back in time. For others, we'll be moving forward in time. Or sing This Little Light of Mine. So I invite you to stand, and we're doing the traditional version. And you are invited into the closing circle. If you are not comfortable standing, we can bring the circle to you. Yes, good readers. So this is your opportunity to share a thought or a word or a takeaway, and then we'll move to announcements.
Being connected is a way to live with the really world.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff.
In the 12-step programs, they say that connection is the opposite of addiction.
Oh, wow. Connection is the opposite of addiction. Thank you.
I bet we hear that again, we won't.
Any announcements? I'm gonna announce it. I don't think I'm gonna bring a message next week. I think that the skit speaks for itself, and that just needs to be the end. It's hard to segue in after that, so.
Council will sit down for a while after service today. If you would like to join us, you're welcome.
Thank you.
There's a song called Christ the Apple Tree,
Oh,
and it kept going through my mind a long time ago. And finally, I asked somebody that was much more spiritual than I, Christ the Apple Tree, is that okay? And she said, yes, there's a song. And so I did a piece of Christ the Apple Tree, but yeah, it's a beautiful song.
we'll have to Google that one, Christ the Apple Tree. Yes. Yes, of course.
I wanted to announce that I need your prayers for a man named Carlos. He was arrested and detained. He's in the jail now, and he's going to be deported. He has a 7-week-old child that had open heart surgery last week. So please put him in your prayers.
I just want to announce that my friend Trish Maggio was here for.
Our friend.
And she just wanted me to give her warm greetings to all of you.
Oh, I'm glad you saw that.
She was just here for a little short visit. She'll
Great.
be back this morning. And as the church, you may or may not know that the church gave me lovely financial gift, which was so unexpected. And the real gift for me is to be able to play music for you, which you enjoy, and that makes you happy. So that was unnecessary because you bless me every Sunday.
Thank you, Jan.
So could I ask you, would you be open if I brought my son with us? He said I'm going to sing with you eventually because he's doing amazing music on the guitar, and I'm trying to get him involved in any kind of community that he can just practice and be in an outlet.
Yes.
He used to being around playing with people because he is just growing. I mean, you guys need to check out my Facebook page because he's incredibly did amazing with Chuck Rogers, Gamble Rogers' son has been teaching him for 2 years, and he plays the ukulele, the guitar.
Yes, we'd welcome, we'd love to have Caden here with us.
Well, I'm gonna have to pull him along, but.
Okay.
he loves his lessons.
We're good at that, pulling each other along. All right, we'll talk, Chelsea.
All right,
He's certainly welcome. Anyone with any talents and gifts like that, whether you sing, dance, say poetry, or want to preach, you're welcome.
I have one. Many of you probably seen me kiss Jan on top of the head. That's my way of saying thank you for the wonderful music she played.
Thank you. All right, our benediction is not on the slide because we have memorized it. Ready? We are blessed and we are blessings. Go in peace.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Here's.
Great job.